All right, good afternoon, everybody. It's 4 o'clock. I'll call the Plan Commission to order. If you're able, can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, in my excitement to say the Pledge of Allegiance, I forgot to do roll call. So, City Engineer Sasma. Here. Marilyn.
Here.
Trey. Here. And the mayor's here. All right. Anyone has the pleasure of approving the minutes from January 10th?
So moved to do that.
Second.
Motion second, discussion. All those in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any objection? Chair votes aye. Minutes are approved. Steve, number 5, take it away.
All right, what we're taking a look is Mr. Jason Peterson is here, and he's the owner of 2115 North 18th Street. And basically what we're taking a look at is for the installation of a concrete slab for parking and the potential future construction of a new accessory building. The current commercial building at 2115 North 18th Street has been around for 50 plus years, and Mr. Peterson is the new owner of the property and is currently in the process of making some improvement. Currently, there is a rundown garage that he would eventually like to rebuild, a 1,200 square foot metal building next to that location. The purpose would be to allow for better parking and snow removal during the winter months, and the new commercial building will allow better use of the space and improve the overall appearance of the property. The applicant has already installed the concrete without obtaining the required approvals and permits to do so, so that's why we're here today. In addition, the concrete has been installed that does not meet the minimum required paving setbacks, so of 5 feet to the north property line and 5 feet to the east property line. In addition to getting the conditional use permit and exceptions for the concrete that's been installed, the applicant will need to touch base with stormwater plans with the city engineering department. Mr. Peterson indicates he would like to eventually replace the existing weathered 400 square foot detached building with the 1,200 square foot building. Applicant has provided some general plans, but would have to submit a little bit more detail to the architectural review board before building permits could be issued for such a project. Also, in addition, there's a significant amount of gravel on the property, and typically with these improvements, those gravel surfaces are paved. So there are some conditions that we can talk about in terms of date certain that things like that would take place. Applicant and or contractor will meet with the planning, building, and engineering departments before anything takes place with regards to any type of future building. Plan Commission may want to ask the applicant what exactly is the present use of the facility, what's the proposed use of the proposed 1,200 foot structure, and what's the reason for needing such a large structure in this area. Other property issues include there's some piles of just miscellaneous debris and materials located on the property that just need to be cleaned up a little. There's an old weathered sign structure with rusted poles in the front of the building that would need to be removed. It appears that there's some temporary just fortress floor banner signage up there that can get temporary permits for, or the permanent wall signage. Applicant is requesting the following exception is to have a 0-foot building and paving setback on the north property line, and requesting to have a 3.4 foot building paving setback to the east property line. It's staff's position that the paving and the building setback should be a minimum of 5 feet from all of the property lines in this area, and the applicant be required to remove the concrete encroaching within the 5-foot setback areas by June 2nd of 2023. So I can answer any questions. The applicants are here, and I believe there may be some neighbors here as well on this one.
Does the applicant have any additional comments to add? Anything that you'd like to add? And if you do, could you come to the mic? Okay.
Sure.
Cool. Ryan?
Yeah, I got a couple questions.
There were neighbors? Oops, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. You can talk to the neighbors if
I'm
you want
sorry.
to, Mayor.
No, it's okay. Any neighbors?
Come up to.
Can you come to the mic, please, sir?
Yeah. My name's Les Fisher, and I own the property just to the south of it, 2107. And I believe that there's an easement between these two buildings for us to be able to get in and use. And the only problem I have is where we're gonna go with the snow. We already have problems with the snow. I have to take it, I've been actually the last 28 years taking it out through that alley and then putting it out on my property, which is fine. I really have no problem with that.
Right, so it was either being pushed behind that little building,
Oh, yeah, some of it.
the gravel where I poured concrete installed,
Yeah.
or it was removed, and that was kind of the thinking behind it, get rid of that building so we have a place for snow.
Okay.
So your plan is to put a building, what you have already, but longer?
Next to it. Yeah, pretty much my building I have now, but,
Yep,
and get rid of that willow hut. So we have a place for snow.
yep.
Any?
I'm a little confused. The shaded area, is that the concrete?
Yeah, I can explain. So what we have is, if you wouldn't mind, yeah, that yellow one. The yellow one is what was originally, what was concrete with the rest gravel. The gray is now what has been done. And the one building shows where Mr. Peterson would like to potentially construct a building,
Which is back here.
which is the larger, the 1,200 square foot building. So there's some things, you know, like we said, with setback and different things that we'd have to take a look at
So-
before that structure could get constructed.
So this would be removed in a new building?
That's what you're looking at, correct?
Right, removing that little small.
Right,
So it's a straight shot back from all the snow and.
sure.
Cool. Anyone else?
I have no problem.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys.
Were you here for this one too, sir?
Yeah, I represent the owners of the property across the street from them. And the question is, what is
Can you go to the
Thank you.
microphone? Can you go to the microphone?
Yeah, this is Randy Blindauer. I represent the people who own the property directly west of that property in question. And the question I have is, I missed what you said. What is this building going to be used for now?
Currently,
Well, I know what it's used for currently. What is it going to be used for once you have full control and do what you desire?
if the building is built in the back, I plan on renting it to the gentleman that is currently storing stuff up front.
So it's going to still maintain the flooring business in that?
No, the flooring business is gone. We bought a building on 42.
Okay.
Right now, it's, I got a friend of mine who's storing some, he's a carpenter, he stores stuff in it.
Okay, and then the maintenance of the dirt, is there gonna be any storage outside or anything like that? Okay, and then my real concern was, not unlike what Les is over there, was what happens with the runoff? When we put more concrete in, obviously you have greater chances of runoff. What was gonna happen with the runoff? Winter, heavy rain, that kind of stuff.
So currently, what is in there?
Can you go to the microphone, please?
Your turn.
Between my building and Les's building is gravel, except where I added concrete just for parking. And I went out, I think the contractor went out, 8 feet more than it was already there. So he added 1 more square for parking. Or maybe 10 feet,
Yellow is new concrete?
you know, the gray. So all the white underneath is all gravel still, so there's plenty of drainage. And then that building, that little square, I'd like to remove that, and if need be, I can just have that gravel again. So there's more drainage area.
And I don't even know if there's a storm sewer nearby, if the water's gonna be pitched to the storm sewer.
There's not one in that driveway.
Okay. So there might not be.
Is there?
Behind the little gray building, it actually grades down into my property. It drops about 2 feet.
Right.
Right there, there's like a road in between those two. And the water in the spring all runs right through that, and then it runs behind the railroad tracks, and I believe on the railroad tracks there's a storm sewer.
Okay, so yeah, as long as water gets channeled, so it's not a problem for anybody, for
Yeah.
their house, whatever, that's
Yeah,
been
the first year I was sitting there, the first couple of years, they were piling snow up against the fence, and I was too, I didn't know any better. And then the spring, it and it flooded my whole area. Right, because it had nowhere to go.
And you and I can get together and talk about.
Absolutely.
Talk to each other.
Absolutely. As long as we can work out where to put the snow. we're good.
Yeah, I'm not good.
See, this is why we love these meetings. Good neighbors figuring it out, right? All right. All right, anything else? Ryan?
Yeah, a couple of my questions is the existing and proposed use, and you gentlemen answered that already. The other question is with this development, there is gonna be some stormwater requirements, and I think the best thing to do is just for you and I to, instead of going to it's just, here's my card, when you leave, there's my card. You and I can go over the details of all that. I can meet you on site or in our office. We'll work something out. We don't need to get into details here, but there will be some stormwater issues we'll have to take a look at, and possibly addressing some of the drainage stuff.
Cool.
That was it. Thank you, Mayor.
Yep, motions?
Make a motion to approve along with the staff recommendations.
I'll second that.
Motion second, final thoughts? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Chair votes aye. That's approved. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. All right.
Next, general ordinance number 172223 by Ollers, Flicky, Pineski, amending the future land use map of the Sheboygan Comprehensive Plan to change use district classification for property located on North 15th Street and Martin Avenue. Several parcel numbers from class neighborhood preservation to multifamily residential.
All set?
Yep.
I'm gonna do one staff report, Mayor, for the next couple of items.
For
One
all
is
three?
one is the comprehensive plan map amendment, and the other is the rezone, and we're all talking about the same properties in order to get that done. So basically what we're taking a look at here is the old Jacobs Hall property. And along with that main property, there were the two other, so the main, you can see the main property in the blue, and then there were two other accessory parcels that went along with it. The green was a parking and access to Martin Avenue, and then the little red was also additional parking. So those are the three parcels that we're looking at for these next items. And the city had purchased the properties with the American Rescue Plan Act funds and the reason it was to purchase and demolish the existing vacant buildings. And per the requirements of the American Rescue Plan, the site needs to be used for affordable housing. So one of the things that we're doing at this point in time is to amend the comprehensive plan from neighborhood preservation to multifamily residential, and then to rezone the parcel from urban commercial to urban residential, so that the properties are set for a potential developer to come in and do that type of multifamily development in this area. Presently, we do not have a developer or a development for the site. This is strictly just getting the properties rezoned to a zoning designation that would allow for that to occur. The proposed the proposed rezones would meet a couple of our policies and goals of the comprehensive plan, and basically the multifamily development will accomplish some of those goals and initiatives by allowing for redevelopment of a vacant underutilized site into housing, which would provide infill development that would be complementary to the adjoining neighborhood. So again, we're looking at comprehensive plan designation that most fits an urban or multifamily development is a multifamily residential comprehensive plan designation, and the urban residential is the zoning district that allows for a person to apply for a conditional use permit. Over time, the growth patterns for municipalities shift. Sheboygan's no different, and there continues to be a shortage in the supply of affordable housing, which is supported in the affordable housing market study conducted in April of 2021. And the city has been making significant efforts to address these housing needs, and development of these properties will continue to address the need for desirable affordable housing in the city as employment opportunities remain robust. So for the variety of reasons outlined above, we believe that a comprehensive plan amendment to multifamily residential and the rezone to urban residential will achieve the highest and best use of the site and complement the surrounding neighborhood. So staff was recommending approval of the comprehensive plan map amendment and the rezone as proposed.
Questions? Comments? Motions?
I'll make a motion to approve items 6, 7, and 8 on the agenda, along with the staff recommendations, please.
There's been a motion to package and approve. Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor of approving 6, 7, and 8, please state aye.
Aye.
Any objection? Chair votes aye. Those items are approved.
We still call that Lidkey's Meat Market, by the way.
Some of you do. And it was still in the building.
Yeah.
All right, next meeting, February 14th. Motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned at 4:16. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.